ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live stream. I did put in the live stream chat, there will not be any live footage on this stream. So, if you're here for the game, it's not going to be on, okay? It's just me, due to copyright reasons. I cannot just straight up show the game on YouTube, unfortunately. So, if you're here to watch the game, it's not going to be here. You'll get a watch along with me, plus live commentary if you can't get the game anywhere else. So, if that's what you're hoping for, I do sincerely apologise. But if people want to stay here, stick around, talk about stuff in the live stream, feel free to do so. And if my accent doesn't sound very Australian, it's because I'm English. So, just for anyone that's possibly confused about that. I have no allegiance to either Queensland or New South Wales. I've always kind of liked New South Wales a little bit, because when I was growing up, they were the underdogs. That was when Queensland had your Smiths and your Thurstons, your Cronks, your Lockyers, these kind of guys. New South Wales were like the underdogs. English as well, Slater. So if you guys have your own predictions, let me know in the live stream chat, and make sure you vote on the poll as well. 23 votes, 61% say the Queensland Maroons will take this one. I've got New South Wales. In my predictions video, I've gone with New South Wales. And again, to remind people, there will be no live footage of the game on this live stream. So, yeah, if you're expecting actual in-game footage, it's not going to be here. And if you guys hear me say that a few times, it's just because I'll get new people coming in and they might be asking, where's the game? Stuff like that. But yeah, if you've got an exact score prediction, let me know. But I'll run through the team list first, and I'll do one once more before we get into the game. So, in the backs for Queensland, they have Ponga, Coates, Toya, Tabai Fidel, Holmes, Munster, and Cherry Evans. In the forwards is Fotuaker, Grant, Farsumalawi, Cotter, Nanai, and Carrigan. On the bench for Queensland is Dearden, Collins, Fermor, and Liero. 18th man is Mann. On the side of New South Wales Blues, in the backs, they have Edwards, Toto, Stephen Crichton, Mitchell, Lomax, Moses, and Cleary. In the forwards is Barnett, Robson, Haas, Martin, Angus Crichton, and Yo. On the bench is Watson, Lenu, Young, and King. 18th man is Graham. So, my prediction for this game was Queensland Maroons 18, New South Wales Blues 25. I'm thinking towards the back end of the game, New South Wales Blues, the last 5-10 minutes, they've got a 6-point advantage, and I'm looking at Moses or Cleary just to add the extra point and just make it that 7-point game, kind of put the game to bed in the last 5 or 10 minutes. So, yeah, again, if you guys have your own predictions, let me know. But yeah, feel free to subscribe. We recently hit 7,000 subscribers, which is greatly appreciated. Next target, 7,500. We're halfway there from the last target. I'm also on TikTok. Link is in the description. So, stream highlights video will be posted to TikTok after this this live stream, or later today. But it's good to see Finn Bobs, LG, some of the regulars. It's good to see you. Welcome back. Good to see some regulars in here. So we've got plenty of people in here at the moment. I reckon there's a good chance there's a lot of people from PNG here, because when it comes to like State of Origin or anything outside of NRL, I tend to get a decent number of PNG viewers. They're always very kind. So, thanks to you guys. Isaac, good to see you again. Welcome back. Welcome back, sir. Another reminder, no live footage during this live stream, folks. And we're about 10 minutes out. 10 minutes away from kickoff. So, I'll actually go through... don't really support a team in Origin, just hope for a very good game. I'm right there with you, Finn. I'm exactly the same. So I'll go through some of the notes that I had, or at least I mentioned for the predictions video. So the first thing that I spoke about was the matchup between Toya and Latrell Mitchell. That's something that's been going on constantly since the squads were announced. That's something that's been going on. One thing that people have been saying as a counter is that the Roosters played the Rabbitohs in round 5, and that if you look at the stats for Latrell Mitchell, they weren't that exciting, anything to sing and dance about. But Latrell Mitchell did have to switch to 5/8 in the middle of that game, so that's not a great matchup to look at in terms of stats and head-to-head. But other factors that I mentioned during the predictions video, one is that Toya has never played in a game of this size before, whereas Latrell Mitchell absolutely has. Latrell's also not the only player that Toya's going to be coming up against this week for the first time. One of them is Brian Toto. He's playing against Brian Toto for the first time. He's playing against Mitchell Moses for the first time. And his teammate Angus Crichton for the first time. He's coming up against 3 unknowns and 3 dominant players on the wing. Latrell at centre, Crichton in the second row, and Mitchell Moses in halves. So it's going to be a tough day for Robert Toya, but we'll see if he can handle it. I think some of the performances he's put in so far this year for the Roosters have been really positive. Defensively, he's looked quite stable. And offensively, I think has done a good job to step inside and outside of defenders, make them miss, create opportunities inside the red zone. I think he's been quite a stable and reliable option on the right edge for the Roosters this year. And they've been quite inconsistent, but I think Toya has been a consistent performer, in my opinion. Paul, good to see Paul, another regular, on the Blues, he says. Are you going to show the game, or are you going to just spectate it for us? Unfortunately, mate, there's no live footage for this one. I do apologise. Due to copyright, I can't show the game. So if you can find it somewhere else, fair enough. But this will only be a watch-along and commentary. Should have a Lancashire Origin team playing in this. Imagine, Peter. Imagine. Yorkshire team as well. Get Jake Connor over there. Kalina Tessie Tuapolotu. That's a hell of a name, that. That's one hell of a name. Who do you think will win? I've got New South Wales Blues. 25-18. Would you count Wigan and Saints into the Lancashire team, though? Wigan, yes. Saints, no. St Helens would be Merseyside, right? Pretty sure. Tom Mannion's going with Queensland. Because if we're going proper Lancashire, there wouldn't be many decent players. Oh, there'd be a solid Lancashire team. But yeah, St Helens would be Merseyside. They had a state of origin for the academies, Yorkshire Hammered. Yeah, I saw that. There wasn't much promotion for it, unfortunately. But apparently there's some decent looking players there that could be getting plenty of game time this year. Luai not playing? No, he's not. He is not. So it's going to be Mitchell Moses, Nathan Cleary in the halves. I am so excited for that, by the way. I think that might be the most exciting thing for me in this game is Moses and Cleary. Now, they might be completely separate. Cleary, I'm assuming, will be on the right-hand side most of the game. Moses over on the left. They might not attack the same side much. They might just be on their own sides, controlling the left and right, respectively. But if they do connect, if they work off each other, what they could produce could be something special. But we'll have to see how that unfolds during the game. We'll have to see. That's gonna be interesting. I really hope it's a good game. It usually is. It might feel a little bit like a grand final to start with. It normally does, where neither team wants to show their hand, really. They just want to get into the grind, go back and forth, long-range kicks, make the backs carry the ball out the backfield, turn the forwards around, wear them down a little bit, knacker them out. So, let's have a look at the rest of the chat. FC had 3 players in it, which was good. Nice. What rugby is better, English or Australian? Australian. Vice captain of Yorkshire played for Wakefield at the weekend. Scored 2 tries. Oh, yes. I'd heard something about that. Hopefully there isn't an early red card like last season. Absolutely. NRL or Super League? I mean, I'm a Super League guy. But there's some world-class stuff in NRL, isn't there? Come on, New South Wales, says Seb. Fair enough. Which Super League games are you doing this week? Great question, folks. Whilst I've got people here, I've not really looked through the games for this week. So I'll let you know what games I'm streaming this weekend. So in Super League, I'll be streaming Huddersfield Giants vs Leeds Leopards tomorrow. I will not be streaming any games Friday, as I will be at Warrington Wolves vs Casper Tigers. So I will not be streaming any games Friday. Then we have Saturday. I will stream Leeds vs Wakefield on Saturday. And then, yeah, I can't really do Catalan. So I'm going to be streaming Huddersfield vs Leeds vs Wakefield. That's the Super League games that I'll be live streaming. In terms of NRL this weekend, I want to try and do at least one or two. I'm going to I'm going to stream Dragons vs Knights tomorrow. And I'm going to stream Seagulls vs Broncos on Saturday morning for me. Dragons vs Knights, Seagulls vs Broncos. Oh. Nah, I'm gonna stream Roosters and Raiders as well. I'm gonna get up for that one because that'll be good. That'll be good. You going to Huddersfield tomorrow? Well, enjoy. Shouldn't be too difficult to spot. There won't be many people in the stadium, I don't think. Huddersfield leaves an awful for Thursday night. Yes, it is, Finn, and I'm sure I'm gonna hate it once it's started, but we'll see. Nathan Cleary to Saints next season to follow his wife in Manchester. If I'm genuinely honest, I think the team that would be most likely to get Nathan Cleary I think would be Warrington. Warrington or Saints, because Wigan, I think they'd be settled with Harry Smith and Bevan French, unless they want to move French somewhere else, like back to the wing or something. I don't know if he would go to Lee. I don't even know. Do you know what? I don't actually know. I don't think he'd be that worried about living in Yorkshire or playing for a Yorkshire-based team. He's already doing ridiculous travel to see his GF anyway. So the thing is, Finn, they're already doing long distance. So, you know, what's a few hours drive, really? Who do you want to win? I want New South Wales to win because I predicted them to win. And yes, they are coming out. So the players are currently lined up. I'm at Feb. Yes, LG. Come on. Absolutely. Queenslanders on the way out, led by Daly Cherry Evans. The old man. Still young at heart. He's no Aiden Caesar, though. Oh, God. They've fallen in love already. They've fallen in love already. So, folks, we are moments away from kickoff. Again, there'll be no live footage of this game. It's just me. Just me. We've had 180 votes. And 58% say Queensland Maroons to win this one. So, finally, before we start the game, for Queensland, in the backs they have Ponga, Coates, Toya, Tabai Fidau, Holmes, Munster and Cherry Evans. In the forwards is Fotowaker, Grant, Farsu Malawi, Cotter, Nanai and Carrigan. On the bench is Dearden, Collins, Fermor and Liero. And 18th man is Man. For the New South Wales Blues, in the backs they have Edwards, To'o, Stephen Crichton, Mitchell, Lomax, Moses and Cleary. In the forwards they have Barnett, Robson, Haas, Martin, Angus Crichton and Yo. On the bench is Watson, Lenu, Young and King. Graham is the 18th man. Dingleberry wants Queensland to win. Okay. Quite literally, Finn. So we are going through the Australian national anthem. After this. I reckon just scrap in the first 10 minutes. Who's going to... Okay, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Who's going to start a fight? Because there's no Luai. But Stephen Crichton loves to get in people's heads, doesn't he? So... I'm thinking like... I'm thinking Stephen Crichton's going to go... He's going to get in Valentine Holmes' head. I think Holmes and Crichton, I think. But yeah, let me know. Who's starting the fight? We're just going through the national anthem at the moment, folks. We are very close to starting. God, you can never have fans mixed in this sort of game in the UK. Hopefully a proper fight, not just pushing and shoving. A proper swing. DCE could do. You never know. Beautifully hitting that note at the end of the national anthem. And folks, we are about to get underway for game 1 of State of Origin. Trumpet. I've not done a trumpet. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be certain effects during this live stream. You will get the trumpet multiple times during the game. Let's start with the opening one of the stream. Hey! Queensland Maroons versus New South Wales Blues. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away. Let me know your predictions in the live stream chat if you've got any. Make sure you vote on the poll. We've got 247 votes. 55% say Queensland Maroons. 46% say New South Wales Blues. And the final reminder, unless people ask during the game, there is no live footage during this live stream. It is just me commentating, just as a watch along. But I'll interact with the stream chat as much as I can. I'll let you know where they are on the field, the tackle, all that good stuff. I'll give you as much detail as possible if you're not able to watch the game. But yeah, I've got my can of unidentified liquid. As I'm not sponsored by them yet, but they can if they want to. Right, so I'm going to end this poll now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for stopping by. Let's see how far behind I am today. No Super League. Yes. No Super League shenanigans today, folks. You know, because the bunker's so perfect. But any second now. Any second now. 9 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're underway. State of Origin Game 1 has begun. Queensland kick to New South Wales and Mitch Barnett takes the first carry. He's met by 3 defenders who wrap him up on the 10. Reece Robson at dummy half hands the ball off to Zach Lomax, who takes the next carry, bumps Harry Grant onto his backside and makes a few metres on that carry. Robson once again, now with Payne Haas. A strong carry over the 20. Plenty of defenders in the tackle. New South Wales with a few quick play the balls here. Now down the left edge with Angus Crichton. Trying to carry the ball up towards the 40. He's wrapped up by Tino, Fasu Malawi, Fatueka and Robert Toya. Best of luck to Robert Toya today as well. And with the carry on the 4th tackle. Last tackle for New South Wales Blues. Robson will go to his right to Nathan Cleary, who kicks from behind halfway. Plenty of height on this one towards the back right. Holmes is underneath it and takes it cleanly on the 20. He's then wrapped up by Liam Martin and Stephen Crichton. Now with Hamaso Tabai Fidao over the 20. He's met immediately by a couple of big blokes who shut him down instantly. Now with Ponga, taking the carry through the middle. Normally what we're seeing nowadays is a carry from the fullback on the 4th tackle. See it a lot, especially from Tedesco for the Roosters. But that's an early carry from the fullback there for Queensland. 4th tackle coming up, just a few minutes gone already. Harry Grant on his left to Patrick Carrigan, playing in the lock role. He's been in the front row for the Broncos this season so far. But he's back at lock for Queensland. The Maroons up to halfway. Grant on the last on his right to DCE, who kicks this ball high towards the back right. Carbon copy of Nathan Cleary on the last set. And Toto is met immediately by Jeremiah Nanai. He has to fall backwards to collect the ball cleanly enough. Latrell Mitchell with the first carry. or with his first carry, I should say, up towards the 20. A couple of big hits there. But Dylan Edwards is going to scoot from dummy half. He's wrapped up immediately by Carrigan. And that's going to be the first penalty of the game. Oh, hang on a minute. It's all kicking off, folks. What was that? Less than 3 minutes? Just over 2 minutes, and we've got some pushing and shoving. Let's have a look at this. Carrigan with a hand on the face of Dylan Edwards. You can't be doing that, mate. He then pushes Tino. He was not at fault for that, but he's going to be upset. So first penalty of the game will go to the Blues. So they will start a fresh set about 5 metres short of halfway. So decent field position. Let's just see where they finish the end of this set. As long as they complete this set as well, that's going to be huge. For field position, they could maybe pin the Maroons back. It's now with Payne Haas in centre field, now inside Queensland territory. So best field position of the game so far for New South Wales. Up towards the 40. On the left to Cleary. Out the back to Moses. Pops it up to Angus Crichton. Robert Toya is there along with a few other defenders as well. Nanai getting involved again. And Patrick Carrigan plays it just short of the 30. On his right to Cleary. Pops it up to Payne Haas. Cameron Munster getting involved on the big man there. 25 metres out. In centre field with Robson. Almost half a break through centre field. Carries it up towards the 10. In centre field now, Dylan Edwards on the 4th. Or the last, sorry. Cleary chips towards the right. Lomax is up. Tries to get an offload. Just recovered by Caelan Ponga. 2 metres in front of the try line. And he's going to play it for Munster. So a lot of work for Queensland to do here. Massive hit onto Valentine Holmes. This is the quickest I've ever had to commentate. This is just non-stop. Damn. Okay. Harry Grant in centre field. Hands the ball off to DCE on his right. Ponga out the back. Then to Robert Toya. He's got Xavier Coates who gets half a break up towards the 30. Wants to play this for Ponga. He then goes to his left to DCE. His left to Grant. And switches back to Patrick Carrigan over the 40. Now the last tackle for Queensland. Over on the right, back towards centre field with DCE. Then with Munster, he's going to hit the belly of the ball. This is a Burton bomb, this, folks. There's a lot of B's in there. But it's taken on the full cleanly by Zach Lomax. And 3 defenders dragging back over the 20. So fair play to Queensland. They could have been really stuck in their own end. But there's a penalty for New South Wales. So Queensland need to make sure, even though they did a great job working the ball out their own end, they could have been pinned back. Good stuff there. They can't allow ill discipline to creep into the game. They've got to be careful. So a penalty for New South Wales Blues. They will start a fresh set inside Queensland territory, 45 metres out from the try line. Stephen Crichton will tap, hand it off to Dylan Edwards. Then he pops it up to Mitch Barnett, who takes it up to the 40 and a few metres over it as well. So we've nearly had 5 minutes gone. In centre field with Robson. On his left to Payne Haas. Strong hit into Nanai. Gets an offload for Mitch Moses. Bit of room to run in centre field. Strong hit from Mweke Fotuaika. Massive hit. 30 metres out now the Blues. Robson in centre field. On his right to Cleary. Goes back to his left to Mitch Barnett. Decent carry. Good post-contact metres there. Just over 15 metres out. Centre field with Robson. Left to Cleary. Pops it across, but it's recovered by DCE. Slightly wayward pass. Good jamming in there from Queensland Maroons. And there's a penalty for the Maroons. I think a second attempt there in the tackle, not clearing the ruck. So the Maroons, after a little bit of ill discipline, deal with a little bit of pressure, come up with possession, and get themselves a penalty. Thanks, mate. Greetings from PNG. Well, Caro, good to see you. Massive fan of PNG. Everyone from PNG is always very nice whenever it's like Pacific Championships. I love doing PNG games for the Pacific Championships because everyone's like really positive, really engaging. It's good to see. Massive game Origin that Super League needs to copy. I think so. So Robert Toya is going to tap the ball on halfway and carry it a few metres short of the 40. He's going to be dragged back by Latrell and a few other defenders. So this is going to be the best field position for Queensland on the back of this set. Tino with a carry through centre field, wrapped up by 4 defenders. Centre field still with Harry Grant. On his left to Munster. Pops it up to Fotuaker. Now about 35 metres out. Queensland Maroons in possession. Grant over on the left. Comes back towards the middle with Munster. Pops it up to Tino. Now over the 30-metre line. Fourth tackle. Grant in centre field. Looks left. Goes to his right. He's almost wrapped up but offloads for DCE. He's now stepping. Scanning the line. Still stepping. He's no spring chicken these days. But Grant on the last. Kicks the ball short side right towards the back corner. Toto is up and underneath it. And catches the ball inside the in-goal area. So that's a 20-metre tap for Brian Toto. So the first carry takes him just short of the 30. New South Wales Blues in possession. Plays it for Edwards. Now with Zach Lomax. Takes it just over the 30. Wrapped up by Cotter and Fotuaker. Short side right to Crichton. He takes it just short of the 40. Still inside their own half. Robson over on the right. Now in centre field with Isaiah Yeo. Strong carry there from Isaiah Yeo. Taking him up to halfway. But centre field with Robson. Left to Barnett. Over the 40. Now the fourth tackle coming up for the Blues. Centre field. Robson. Left to Moses. He's going to engage the line up towards the 30. The Blues just eating up 10 metres every carry at this point. Now we're Cleary on the last. Kicks towards the back right. Tabai Fidau, Holmes goes up for it. He's going to knock the ball on. So New South Wales with a fresh set of 6, 10 metres out from the try line. This is going to be the best chance for New South Wales Blues in this game. So it's Valentine Holmes that goes up for it. I don't think there was a touch from Lomax, but it is knocked on from Valentine Holmes. So I think there was a replay of the catch inside the in-goal area that Toto didn't have his foot planted before the catch. So that might have been an incorrect decision, but unfortunately it happens. Lancashire versus Yorkshire, they've done this before. I think if they announced it nowadays, they planned it, did some decent promotion, I think War of the Roses would get a good attendance. So there's a scrum 10 metres out for the Blues. At the back of the scrum, it went left to Cleary and then back inside to Edwards, possibly something that's worked on for the Panthers in their training sessions. But centre field now with Mitch Barnett. He is about 4, maybe 3 metres out from the try line. Great opportunity for New South Wales. The ball comes loose and the referee says that's going to be a knock-on from the Blues. So that's pressure relieved for Queensland. Best opportunity. Let's have a look at this. There is a hand on the ball from Moeki Fotuaker, but I think I'd probably say a loose carry from Barnett. They are going to challenge this one, though. Very early challenge. Just less than 9 minutes gone in this game. So there is a hand on the ball from Fotuaker. There is a stripping action. I don't think the carry was particularly strong. It looked like a bit of a loose carry, but the motion of Fotuaker is that, basically, with his hand on the ball. So that is going to be a strip. Will New South Wales elect to go for 2? Looks like they will do. See, regulars of my live streams will know. The 2 is a smart move. But they will know that I appreciate intent. The regulars know. I love it when teams go for it. 2 makes complete sense. It is a smart move. But currently, you would get a fresh set of 6 all the way down there. You've had the better of the field position so far in this game. Keep the pressure on. Maintain the pressure. But Nathan Cleary, directly in front of the sticks to give New South Wales the first points of the game. And that's going to be 2-0 for the Blues. So let's get that updated on the scoreboard. There we go. Maroons 0, Blues 2. It was in game 1, England versus Samoa last year in the 2-match test series. England had, it might have been game 2, I'm not too sure, but England had tons of possession near Samoa's try line, and we went for 2. And then we actually conceded a try later on because we gave up field position. But we're back underway. New South Wales Blues in possession just behind their own 10. So they could get pinned back in. This is what I was sort of worried about, is that you've got field position near the try line, down the other end of the field. You've only got a 2-point advantage. You're at risk of losing that field position battle if you stay pinned back. But Haas takes it just short of the 20. Now with Reece Robson on his left to Angus Crichton. Skips past a few, makes a few decent meters there. About 15 meters on that carry, maybe more. Up towards the 40. Robson on his right to Isaiah Yeo. Now up to halfway. It's the last tackle for the Blues. Robson in centre field on his right to Cleary, who will kick from halfway. Plenty of distance on this one. Straight into the hands of Valentine Holmes. On his own 10. In centre field. And runs directly into Payne Haas. Brave man. Very brave man. Xavier Coates with the carry up towards the 20. First NRL game I'm watching, and it's a completely different level to Super League, isn't it? Yes, a ransom. I've not seen you for a while. It's been a while. Yes, this is very different to Super League. Is it at Suncorp? Yes, it is, mate. It is. Next game's going to be in Perth in 3 weeks, I want to say. There's a 40-20 attempt from Munster. He's got the distance and the angle, but there is a Zach Lomax there to prevent that from going out. Dylan Edwards now in possession. Across to Toto. Bit of room to run. A few metres shy of the 20. How's it going? I'm okay, mate. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. It's been a long time, actually. But I'm not doing too bad. I've been enjoying the streaming lately. A lot more consistent with it. But yeah, I'm not doing too bad. So, we have now had 12 minutes in this game. 22... 12, yes. God, my maths was awful for a second. Then 12, because the clock's going down instead of up. But Yeo in possession up towards the Queensland 40. Just right of centre field. Robson in centre field now with Nathan Cleary. Plenty of height on this kick. Towards the back left, Xavier Coates takes it cleanly on his own 10. He's met by Latrell Mitchell, Angus Crichton and Brian Toto, with DCE waiting at dummy half. Now with Robert Toyer. Strong jam there from Mitch Barnett. Payne Haas also there to get a hold of him. Kalen Ponga in centre field up towards the 20. It's now the third for Queensland. And Valentine Holmes wrapped up fairly quickly there. Now the fourth. Jeremiah Nanai over the 30. Up towards the 40. Gets an offload for Grant. Short side right with DCE. But Latrell Mitchell gets a hold of him. And he's trying to rough him up a little bit as well. Steady on. Steady on Latrell. But it's now with Munster on the last. Hits the belly of the ball. Could be a tough one for Lomax, but he takes it cleanly just in front of his own 20. He's now over the 30. And we'll play this ball for Nathan Cleary. 25 metres or 35 metres out from his own try line. Now with Crichton over the 40. Cleary over on the right. In the middle with Edwards. Then hands it off to Brian Toto. Carries it just short of halfway. Now the third. Robson in centre field. On his right to Mitch Barnett. Straight into Ruben Cotter. Inside Queensland territory. Now with Cleary. Then to Haas. Gets an offload for Mitch Moses. Hands it off to Cleary. Then over to the right hand side with Martin. And he takes the carry over Queensland's 40. And it's now the last. Robson. Centre field with Nathan Cleary. Again towards the corners. Ponga is looking for this one though. There's a challenge. I think it was maybe knocked on from New South Wales, but Yeo is in possession, and Ashley Klein is going to say... He's going to say Zach Lomax was first to knock on in that contest. I think he's right, but we'd probably have to see a replay of that one. But the Maroons will play it on their own 10. They make about 4 or 5 metres on that first play. Munster, now with Coates, up towards the 20. So we've had 15 minutes gone in this game. It's been extremely intense and there's only 2 points scored. Very back and forth at the moment. The better of the field position has gone towards New South Wales so far. Now down the right with Ponga, across to Toya, then across to Xavier Coates. He skips past two defenders who can't quite get a hold of him, up towards the New South Wales 40. He wants a quick play of the ball for Toya. So already good work there from Toya. He's done that plenty of times with the Roosters so far this season. It's with Ponga trying to skip past Crichton. But Crichton being one of the best defenders in the competition, he's not having that one. It's now the last over on the left. Now back towards the middle slightly with Munster. Plenty of height on this kick. Edwards goes up. I think that's a knock-on from Queensland, but the referee is going to say a knock-on first from Queensland. So it could have been a little bit messy there. But a nice early shift there from Queensland to go at New South Wales early in the tackle count. But it's now the Blues in possession just over their own 20. To'o takes it over the 30 down the left edge. Second tackle, Robson on the left. Now on his right to Angus Crichton up towards the 40. He's going to be asked to step back a few paces before playing this. Robson. Now Edwards through centre field up towards halfway. Isaiah Yeo. A little bit of space behind the ruck up towards the 40 inside Maroons territory. Centre field with Robson right to Cleary. And another high ball but towards centre field now. Straight towards Ponga. And he's stopped on his own 10. Dragged back a couple of metres as well by some of the big blokes. Almost a bit of space behind the ruck there for Valentine Holmes. Scooting from dummy half. Grant now hands it off to Tabai Fidau. He's not really had much of the ball so far in this game. Wonder if Brad Fash, watching the game, looking for hair ideas, maybe. I bet he's wondering why he's not selected either. But he's now with Toya down the right edge. Could have handed the ball off to Xavier Coates. Probably should have done. But Ponga is going to go short side right to DCE. He's got a 2-on-1 here. Xavier Coates on his outside. But he's clipped by the ankles. I think that was that Barnett? I think it was. Now the last. Harry Grant, centre field with Munster. Now taken on the 10 by Dylan Edwards. Skips past 1 and 2, but then Jeremiah Nanai is there to get a hold of him. A few more Queenslanders there to help him out and push him back slightly. Now Toto up to the 20. Moses, Angus Crichton. The Blues only 25 metres out from their own line. Now with Lomax over the 30. It's the fourth tackle coming up for the Blues. Robson in centre field on his left to Payne Haas over the 40. With the last tackle coming up. Robson looking to his left. Where he sees Mitch Moses. He's now in possession. Plenty of height on this one. Xavier Coates, just about gets a hold of that one, but he's wrapped up by Latrell Mitchell. Maybe a bit of miscommunication there between Ponga and Coates. There's a scoot from DCE. Look at him go. Look at the young man go. Up towards his own 30. Coates towards the middle with Ponga. Then across to Munster. Then across to Valentine Holmes. He's got Tabai Fidau on his outside. Doesn't use him. Brought down by Stephen Crichton, who wants a quick play the ball for Munster, who then hands it off to Tabai Fidau. Queensland now just a few metres short of the halfway line. But Grant. Tino now over halfway up towards the 40. 4 defenders in close proximity. DCE on the last, kicks from the 40. Towards the touchline, Branto goes up. I think he knocks the ball. I thought he maybe knocked it backwards, but that could have just been the bounce. I think there's a knock-on from Toto. Let's have a look at this one. Toto goes up. Yeah, that's going to be a knock-on from Brian Toto. This first is played at a fast pace by the sounds of it. Yeah, this is the fastest that I've ever had to commentate during a game. Like, there's been some quick NRL games this year, some quick Super League games this year, like quick moments. But as far as games go, like even Pacific Championships last year when I was doing some of those games, they were quick. But this is wild. Toya in possession. So Queensland in great field position here with a fresh set. This is their best opportunity of the game. Left to Carrigan, then to Fotuaker. Queensland now only 11 metres out. Just left of the sticks. Harry Grant in waiting. In centre field, he goes right to Carrigan. Scans the line. And just straightens up and takes a carry. He's now about 5 or 6 metres out. Grant in centre field, right to DCE, then to Ponga. Pops up to Nanai. Just brought down a few metres short. There's a big tackle there. Grant switches back to Ponga, short side right. I thought he was going to dink the ball through then. Near the right touchline, Grant's going to go himself. He's held up by Edwards. Good defensive work on the last tackle as well. Nice idea from Grant, but that's going to be New South Wales only a metre in front of their own try line. English representative on. Is that Max King on? He might be. He seems like such a nice guy as well. I want him to... I hope it goes well for him. He seems like such a nice guy. Here we go. Is that Max King? It is. Max King with his first State of Origin carry. Up towards the 20. Didn't do him any favours there with not letting him get much momentum. But there you go. He's now done it. He knows he can carry a ball in State of Origin. Then it's on the right to Cleary. Martin, Crichton, just flat passes down the right edge. Lomax in possession up towards the 40. Almost tipped beyond the horizontal there by Tabai Fidel, but it's on the last tackle. Lomax is slow to get up. Crichton back towards the middle with Cleary, who puts a bit of spin on this one from the 40. Awkward bounces there for Ponga, but he has it on his own 30. Carries it towards centre field. Munster. Now with Coates. Ooh, strong hit there. That was Reece Robson. Plays it on the 40. Fotuaker. Up towards halfway. Harry Grant on his left to Patrick Carrigan. Then to Tino Farsumalawi. Gets an offload for Munster. Bumps off a few. And takes it just over the 40. With his pants coming down. Nice undies, mate. Grant looks right. Goes left to Tino. He spins around Martin. Looking for an offload. It's now the last tackle for Queensland. Only just over 20 metres out. Grant just left to centre field. Now with DCE in the centre of the park. Kicks towards the back right. Or slightly towards the sticks, actually. Nanai can't quite get a hold of that one. And it's recovered by Mitch Moses. Just short of his own 10. Dylan Edwards waiting at dummy half. Toto with the next carry. He gets an offload for Edwards. Then it's across to Lomax. He bumps off Cameron Munster. And he's brought down just over the 20. Second tackle. Now with Dylan Edwards. Decent carry there over the 30. Robson. On his right to Max King. Bumps off one. Then wrapped up by DCE and Fotuaker. Robson. Fakes right, goes left, down the short side with Angus Crichton. Bumps off one. He can get an offload for Moses. He does. Moses with his pants pulled down. Nice undies as well, Mitch. Now with Cleary. Then across to Payne Haas. Bit of room to run. On the last tackle. Hands it off to Cleary. Then he hands it off to Edwards. Across to Crichton. Just darts past Valentine Holmes. Across to Lomax. That ended up in Victoria, that pass, I'm pretty sure. That was well forward, I think. But the try is given. And that's going to be the first try of the series. And it's from the Blues. They take a 6-0 lead with a kick to come. Let's have a look at this one again. So Edwards across to Crichton. Steps past Valentine Holmes. Chucks the ball across to Lomax. Plenty of room. From the initial view, I was pretty sure it was forwards. I'd have to see that one again. But we'll see. Brilliant play off the cuff. Brilliant stuff. Unbelievable skill. Absolutely Kings. Great work off the cuff from New South Wales there. Was it Crichton? It's always so nice when I at least sound like I know what I'm talking about in a predictions video. The offload potential from Crichton to Moses. Eating up the meters. Payne Haas with his offload potential. Great work. Cleary across to Edwards, then to Crichton. Steps past Holmes. And that, yeah, even from a straight on view, that looks a mile forward. They've not really shown an angle showing the pass, but yeah. Anyway, it's a try. The kick to come. I'm assuming it's going to be Cleary on this one. Lomax would be the... Yeah, there's Lomax. So Cleary will be on the kicking duties. They'll avoid showing it, won't they? Yes, they probably will, Finn. So Nathan Cleary to make this an 8-point lead. It is not the easiest kick in the world. It's not too far from the touchline. But the kick from Cleary looks good, and oh, it just hits the post. It's going to stay 6-0 for the Blues. Keep thinking it's Johnny Lomax, but he's on a different planet. Yeah. I'm sure there was another Lomax that used to play in the NRL. Maybe there was. I'm not too sure. I feel like there was. Oh my god. Holy shit. Okay. Never mind. We're back on... Oh my god. We're back underway. We're back underway. Crichton, now with Zach, not Johnny Lomax. Ed Chamberlain wouldn't look out of place in this game. Mate, get Geordie Crowther on ASAP. Payne Haas with the next carry. Is that Trent Liero on? It is. We get some of the bench players now. Moses down the left with Cleary. Now to Latrell Mitchell. Trying to get around the outside of Toyer, but wraps him up fairly well there. Not giving him too much. But decent meters from Latrell. Crichton. Up towards halfway. Now in centre field with Nathan Cleary. Plenty of height on this. Valentine Holmes underneath it. Takes it cleanly on his own 10. He's going to return this up towards the 20. And we've got just over 13 minutes to go. Munster at dummy half. He's going to hand this off to Hamaso Tabai-Fidel. He'd love to get a bit of open space. Bit of room to run, surely. Is he the fastest player on the pitch? I think so. I think Ponga would be the only one that comes close, but doesn't really need to worry about a teammate. Queensland now. Up towards their own 40. Fourth tackle. There's a scoop from Harry Grant. Bit of space behind the ruck. The ball comes loose. And that's going to be a knock-on from Harry Grant. Disappointed with himself there, but teammates around him just letting him know. It's all right, mate. Just calm down, son. Calm down. Yeah, slapped out by Payne Haas. Harry Grant just got to keep his head screwed on. Don't get too down about it. Mistakes happen. And a strong carry off the back of the scrum from Brian Toto takes New South Wales inside Queensland territory. Yo, on his right to Payne Haas, takes it up to Queensland's 40. He was looking for an offload there to Dylan Edwards, but he's brought down. Robson waits at dummy half. He's going to go short side right to Edwards. He switches back to Stephen Crichton. And he's then brought down just short of the 30. Robson waits again at dummy half. Centre field with Cleary. Darts back towards the right. He offloads to Stephen Crichton. Then he goes left to Payne Haas. And he carries it through centre field. There's a 6 again for the Blues. So they could also be looking for the 1-pointer soon as well. They could consider doing a Jake Connor and going up 7-0. Centre field with Robson, left to Cleary. Then to Moses, just chucks it across to Latrell Mitchell. He gets the ball off to Brian Toto, looking for the highlight reel in the corner. That is beautifully done from the Blues. Bit of a Hail Mary looking pass there across, but he launched that thing, but they made it work. New South Wales Blues are in again. That's a 10-point lead. Let's have a look at this again. Just draws a few defenders in, launches the ball across to Latrell. Quick hands across to Brian Toto. Yeah. Looking for a decent dive in the corner for his Instagram reel later. Lovely stuff. Great hands from the Blues. That's going to be a 10-point lead. Let's update this this scoreboard. What a pass. Wow, boom. Get camera saves in football. That's a camera try. Yeah, absolutely. What a try indeed. So the step back inside from Cleary just locks in a few defenders. And then that just chucks that ball across to Latrell Mitchell. And then, great pass off there from Latrell Mitchell. A guy in crowd sticking middle fingers up. Well, it's State of Origin. It's State of Origin, folks. We have 144 people in here. That is incredible. Total. Okay. Kick from Cleary first. Let's start with this first. The kick from Nathan Cleary, right near the touchline, is swinging just too far to the left. And it's no good. So 2 missed kicks from Cleary. Is that going to bite them in the backside later on? We will see. Ramett says, go Blues. They are going, sir. 216. Oh my God. Last time I had this many people, I was doing a Challenge Cup stream for Leigh vs Wakefield. But it wasn't televised. It was behind a paywall. So I streamed that game and I had 500 people here at the start of the game. And that total stream got 10,000 views. This stream so far is at 13,500 views. This is insane. This is insane. Thank you very much for being here, folks. It is greatly appreciated. Max King with a strong carry up towards a 10. Of course I'll remember you, Kings. Of course I will. Of course I will. Now with Spencer Leniu. He's going to want to get stuck in today. Now with Martin. Over the 30 for the Blues. Just over 9 minutes to go, folks. Isaiah Yo up towards a 40. Robson in centre field. Then on his left to Mitch Moses. That's a decent kick towards the back left. Ponga's underneath it. Takes it on his own 10. And he's wrapped up by Latrell Mitchell. Great defensive work there from Latrell. Now with Xavier Coates. Momentum certainly in favour of New South Wales at the moment. This is going to be Lindsay Collins. And himself a shaved head. Liero with the next carry. Doesn't really get anywhere on that one. Harry Grant, centre field, left to Munster. Pops it up to Cotter. Over the 40. Last tackle for the Maroons. Grant, DCE, will kick from behind halfway towards the back right. Toto's underneath it and takes it cleanly on his own 10. How long until Colin starts bleeding? Just before half-time, LG. Just before half-time. This half, just any part of this half. Blood from Collins. Speaking of Collins, he wraps up Edwards, now with Lomax over the 40. 3 defenders in the tackle. He's going to play this for Robson in centre field. And there's going to be a penalty for the Blues. Bit of interference in the ruck. This stadium isn't quite the jungle, though. No, it's not. Where's the Willows? Where is the Willows? Boo the Blues, says Scene. Not a fan, are you? Not a fan? So New South Wales will kick from just behind halfway. And they'll start a fresh set about 35 metres out from the try line. 7 minutes on the clock. So play the balls in opposition's 20. There's been 6 for Queensland, 4 for New South Wales. If any other stats pop up during the game, I'll let you know what's been going on. It's now with Spencer Leniu through centre field. Bumps off Grant. Just over 20 metres out. Robson, centre field, right to Cleary. He's going to find a bit of space in centre field. Offloads to Yo. I think that was knocked on by Carrigan, though. He got a hand to it. But Nathan Cleary. Minutes remaining, Nigel. There's 6.5 left, mate. Right to Cleary. On the 20. Left to Yo. He's going to straighten up. He's going to spin past Jeremiah Nanai. And he's going to be brought down, or stopped, sorry, on the 10. Just left of the sticks. Short side left to Angus Crichton. He stops a few metres short of the try line over on the left-hand side of the field. Plays it about 3 or 4 metres out. Now with Moses. Right to Cleary. Out the back to Stephen Crichton. Trying to get around Tabai Fidel. Just about does. Stopped by Munster. Now towards the right touchline. The ball comes loose and that's going to be a penalty for New South Wales. There's a chance to make it a 12-point lead here. Do the Maroons want to challenge this one? If they can. I don't know if, some things you can't challenge. So well done for Crichton, bumping off Tabai Fidel, getting on the outside of him. So New South Wales will just kick into touch and they'll start a fresh set. Only 10 metres out from the try line. Now with Cleary. Hands it off to Max King. 3 defenders in the tackle. They bring him down on the 10. In centre field with Reece Robson. Between the sticks. On his left to Yo. Switches back to Spencer Leniu. He goes straight into Trent Liero. Still centre field with Reece Robson waiting at dummy half. He goes left to Cleary. Then to Moses. Then to Angus Crichton. If he forced an offload to his left, Latrell would have been in. Gets to play the ball for Moses. But he knocks the ball. That just looked like a knock-on for me. I think that's just a knock-on from Moses. Yeah, there's somebody lying in the ruck, but... I don't know. I think because DCE actually touched... No, I don't know. DCE's in the way, but Moses pushes him in the back a little bit. That forces DCE to make contact with the ball on his stomach. And then Moses knocks on. I think that's a wrong call. Queensland have been hard done by with that one there, I think. Yeah, I think we need to start employing a bit of common sense in there. Is DCE responsible for any fault there? Like, is he at fault for anything? No. But New South Wales, with just less than 5 minutes to go, have a fresh set of 6. On the 10, Robson left to Yo. He's going to straighten up and take a carry. Now 5, 4, 3 metres out from the try line. Left of the sticks, Robson. Hands it off to Spencer Leniu. He's now stopped 4 or 5 metres out. Right of the sticks, Robson. Waiting at dummy half. Right to Cleary. Out the back to Edwards. Across to Lomax. And the Blues are in once again. That's 2. 2 for Zach. Good hands. The connection between Cleary and Edwards is evident there. From their time together at the Panthers over the last few years. Winning all those premierships. Just easy for them. Yeah, as Andrew Johns, one of the best Warrington Wolves players ever. Tabai Fidel just getting locked into Stephen Crichton. Plenty of space and room for Edwards out the back. And that's going to be 14-0 for the Blues. Let's update this scoreboard, shall we? The thing is, I don't think Queensland have been that far off. I think a little bit of ill discipline has given a lot of great field position to the Blues, but I think in terms of performance, like carries through the middle, spreading the ball in possession, they've not been that far off. I just think the carries have been a little bit more effective from the Blues, and the penalties haven't helped either. So, yeah, I think 14-0, possibly 16, doesn't tell the full story, but I certainly think the Blues deserve the lead, at least. How many games are in the Origin Series? Just 3, mate. Just 3. If there's anyone that's actually from Australia, there's something that was debated in my Discord before, which, by the way, there's a link to my Discord in the description if you want to join it, about a State of Origin game being played overseas. Well, the kick from Cleary is... it's no good. It's no good. It stays 14-0. It makes sense to me that at least one of the State of Origin games is outside of New South Wales or Queensland. Like, it makes sense. You get a neutral stadium. It's going to be in Perth this year as the neutral ground. You get one in Queensland, one in New South Wales, and then one neutral. I think Perth makes sense. I think a game in New Zealand makes a lot of sense. A game at Wembley Stadium would be insane. Imagine State of Origin over... Oh, my God. What a beauty that would be. What a beauty. Well, Max King will take the first carry from the restart up towards a 10. Then Toto takes the next carry. I reckon between NRL fans and Super League fans would sell at Wembley. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wembley Stadium would be sold out in... maybe in the day. Honestly, maybe in the day. If we had State of Origin over here. I don't know how quickly they sell it there, so maybe a week. Let's go with a week. In centre field now, with Robson, he's going to scoot from dummy half. Still no Connor Watson yet, and he's someone that I hyped up massively in my predictions video, because I think that Connor Watson is a hell of a player. Absolute professional. Now with Ponga in possession, up towards his own 20. I sold my Queensland soul for the bet prediction. Oh, did you bet on New South Wales to win? Is that what you? That's what you went for? That would do so much good for the UK game. They've had Origin at Wembley. Absolutely, that'd be huge. Absolutely massive. Now with DCE in centre field, he's going to go across on his left to Munster. He pops up to Ruben Cotter. He's slammed down. Odds aren't lying, my brother. Well, you won the battle, but you lost the war. I think that's probably a good description for that. Harry Grant waits at dummy half, just short of halfway. Now the last tackle. Ponga in possession. He's going to kick this ball towards the right-hand side. Toto goes up for this one. He's going to knock on. And Queensland, with 45 seconds to go, will get one final set to finally add some points on the board. But Ponga takes it up to New South Wales Blues 20. Here we go. Come on, Queensland. Come on, let's make it interesting. Carrigan, now with the arrow, just short of the 10. 30 seconds to go. Plays it on the 10, right at the sticks for Grant. Now centre field with Carrigan, out the back to Munster. He's going to run himself. He stopped 5 metres out. 15 seconds to go. Grant, left of the sticks. Now with DC, he's going to chip the ball towards the back right. Coates versus Toto. The winner is... nobody, because there's a knock-on from Xavier Coates. But he's claimed that he was tackled in the air. And this is going to be checked. So there could be a penalty try. So no try, obviously, because there was no grounding. But they'll look at the merits of a penalty try. So Ashley Klein talking about intent. If there's intent... so Toto goes up for this one. For me, Toto is clearly attempting to go for the ball, but the way that Coates comes down, he basically like falls into the arms of Toto. But we'll see what the refs have to say. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts? So, oh, is this going to be a sin bin? Is this going to be a sin bin? Folks, we're going to get a card. We're going to get a card in State of Origin. So, professional foul from Brian Toto. And it's going to be...
It's going to be a yellow card. I can't speak. You ballless git, Campbell. You dickhead.
There we have it. The first card of State of Origin. And it's going to be Brian Toto. Let's stick that up on the scoreboard. I think... Great question from Cam Smith. I think Maroons go for 2 here. Because you're making a 2-score game. Yes, you have to convert those 2 tries, but you're making a 2-score game. But if they go for this, I don't mind it because you're a man up. Either way, I don't mind it. You guys know I like intent. So, we have now hit the end of the first half, but we're just waiting for a 2-point conversion. Valentine Holmes off the back of the penalty. Get Lomax on the kicks. Maybe. Maybe. We have 300 people in here. Damn. So, for the extra 2 that Queensland really need, it's all good. Valentine Holmes gets rid of that goose egg for Queensland, and that's going to be Queensland Maroons 2, New South Wales Blues 14. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to give us half time. Please remove white box. Where? Isaiah, if you mean the thing next to Toto, that just means it's the yellow card. So, 14-2, sin bin for Brian Toto. Folks, just, by the way, just going to drop a couple ads in there, so if you do get an ad, oh my God. The total views on this stream is 25,500. But the average view duration is 23 seconds. So people are coming on here, seeing me and going like, what is this? Who is this clown? Get him off. Where's the actual game? Hello, Isaac. Howdy. Right. I had 7,279 subscribers. That has now gone up to 7,456. Wow. Wow. This is new territory for me. Wesley, hello. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you to everyone else that's in here, by the way, as well. There's hundreds of people that are in here that have not said anything in the live stream chat. But thank you very much for being here. So, just a few shameless plugs. First of all, if any of you use Discord, there's an invite link to the Kinetic Rugby League Discord in the description of this live stream. There's also a link to my TikTok, which I'll be posting a stream highlights video for on TikTok later today of this game, and you can see more content on there as well. I will be doing, and by the way, for normal content, I do Super League Power Rankings, Super League predictions, and NRL predictions. I also do State of Origin updates as well. And, yeah. If anyone wants to become a member, you can do for as little as £1 a month. That's equivalent to like $2 Australian, I think, roughly. When we have your next video, that's going to be Monday, will be my next video. But guys, this is wild. Am I about to hit 7,500 subscribers on this stream? I'm 18 away. Wow. Cheap Pickle 2 Reader. Hi there to you as well. Just sub when the game's starting. Merlin, it's half time. The score is right there. But thank you very much for the sub. I'm going to remove this and I'm going to put... You know what? I'm going to put the Discord invite people. There we go. I'll put the Discord link. Right, I'm also going to put a poll up in the live stream chat as well. Who will... Let's go. Queensland Maroons, who have 2, and then New South Wales. Oh, actually, I'll ask a different question. Let's ask a different question, shall we? Let's go Maroons, have a comeback, says Lakin. Joel, subscribe, cheers for the content. Well, thank you, Joel. Thank you very much. How to get to the actual game? Unfortunately, I will not be showing any live footage for this stream. There will be... It's like NRL... What's it called? You can pay to watch the game from the NRL website, but you probably don't want to. Or there's websites that you shouldn't be using to watch it, which I do not recommend. But if you wanted to, you could by using a website that you shouldn't use. Can we play a game, says Isaac. We could do. I don't know what game to play. What is the most viewed videos? My most viewed video was... It was a highlights video posted of England versus Tonga a few years ago in that series. This just makes me so hyped for the Ashes. Mate, the Ashes are going to be so good. And by the way, folks, also to let you know, for live streams for the rest of this weekend... For Super League live streams, I'm going to be streaming Huddersfield Giants versus Lee Leopards. That's tomorrow. And I'm going to be streaming Leeds Rhinos versus Wakefield Trinity on Saturday. For NRL games, I'm going to stream Dragons versus Knights. I'm also going to stream Sea Eagles versus Broncos. And I'm going to stream Roosters versus Raiders. So if you want to stop by for those games, you can do. And I'll also be streaming games 2 and 3 for State of Origin this year as well. By here, no, unfortunately not, because it is copyrighted content, so I can't really show the game. Which team are you choosing? I backed New South Wales to win by 7. I predicted 25-18. Pull your socks up, Maroons, says H-Boy. So yeah, to anyone that was hoping that there was going to be actual footage, I do apologise. But yeah, it's just this face. But yeah, if you guys have TikTok, by the way, I really need to get to 10,000 followers as soon as possible. So if anyone does have TikTok, please follow me there, because I would like 10k followers as soon as possible. Yeah, but here, I'm going for the Blues because I predicted them to win. I've always kind of... I mentioned at the start of the stream as well, I've seen them as like the underdog a little bit when I was growing up, because Queensland, they had Smith, Inglis, Lockyer, Thurston, Slater, Cronk. Like, they had elite players, but yeah, I always kind of saw New South Wales Blues as the underdog, and I'd always like to back an underdog. We'll create a TikTok account to follow. Mate, that is... You don't have to do that, but it's greatly appreciated. The account name is just Kinetic Rugby League. If you search it on there, you'd be able to find it. Derek, remove the white box. I'm not too sure what white box you want me to remove. Ensemble or Mikey Lewis? Ensemble. Oh, the white... Oh, in the live stream chat? I mean, I'm not really sure... Like... I don't really think it's in the way, is it? Do you think Queensland can do a comeback? I think they can. They've got the players for it. So I don't see why not. I think they've just got to clean up discipline. That's the start of it. Just clean up discipline. Complete sets at a high rate. Answer me, please. Are you going for Blues? Oh, yes, I am. Who's the best player you've ever seen play the game? With my own eyes, I was only 6 or 7 at the time, but I saw Andrew Johns play for Warrington against Leeds. So, with my own eyes, probably Andrew Johns. But it's a bit of a cop-out answer. Oh, but I have seen international games live. I've seen Benji Marshall live. He was at the Halliwell Jones when the Dragons played Warrington in a World Club Challenge game. Not with Cherry Evans, they won't. I think they can... Queensland can put something together here. There's always a potential for a comeback. One, it's state of origin. Two, just look at the quality in the lineups. I want to watch, but it's hard. Yeah, I apologise, Forry. I apologise. Forry Ty. Same as Roderick Ty. Warrington Wolves player. Fan favourite. I love Roderick, me. Roderick is a beautiful specimen. Oh, I love watching him play. Strongest shoulders in the comp, maybe. Benji Marshall is a go. I got to see Benji Marshall with my own eyes. That was great. Yeah, I've been blessed to see some quality players in my time. Guessing you'll be going to Wembley, mate? I won't be, unfortunately. I will be going to the Hill Dickinson Stadium with my mates. Who's the best New South Wales player? If you're asking on this team, I'm saying Cleary. If you're asking all time, I'm going to say Andrew Johns. I don't know that many though. What footy player have you met? I haven't really met that many. I remember I went to a Warrington Wolves training day once, so I met Brett Hodgson. He's a New South Welshman, isn't he? So, yeah, I met Brett Hodgson. Adrian Morley. Richie Myler. Gareth Carvell. Joel Monaghan. Michael Monaghan. And a bunch of others. Who's the fastest player in Super League? I think over 100 metres, I think it's Ashton. But over like the first 40, I think it's Jay Field. You met Jazz Tavanga, the legend that is Jazz Tavanga. How can we watch live? Derek, you would have to either pay for it from the NRL website or find a website that is currently showing it illegally. No, you're the best, Bahia. You're the best. Not me. You are. Joshua has every Super League's player number on his phone. He might do. He might do. Go to KO here. Michael coming in clutch. Right then, I'm gonna... How many? 34,000 views. I am gonna drop a few ads in here, so if you get ads... Thanks for watching. Mr. Ashby, unfortunately not. As it is copyrighted content. Do you go for Warriors NRL? I mean, I like them. Who do I like? I like the Dolphins. I like the Raiders. I actually do quite like the Raiders, and I like Manly. A lot of people will remember the 2021 season from Manly when they finished 4th. Their attack was so fun to watch. Who do you think will win? I think New South Wales will win this one. I'm not going to completely rule out Queensland, but we'll have to see. Grandad's a Hull KR fan, but Dad is a FC supporter. Ooh, tension. No cheap pickle too, Reader. You're the best. Everyone in here is the best. But I do want to say, which I said on my last live stream, that time is very valuable to me, very important to me. So the fact that you guys are willing to spend your time being here with me is greatly appreciated. So thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, Isaac, you are. Okay. If you could choose one player from Maroons and New South Wales to play for Warrington, who would you choose? Great question. Well, Nathan Cleary, welcome to Warrington Wolves. And Kalen Ponga, welcome to Warrington Wolves. Tough first 10 minutes incoming. Absolutely, LG. Folks, we're about to get back underway, by the way. Game's on. Amazing. I'm enjoying the video. Lovely stuff, Jules. Folks, we're back underway for the second half. Here we go. What is the best Maroons player? In this squad, I'm saying Ponga of all time. Oh, of all time, that's a tough one. Best Queensland player of all time. There's three. There's three in mind. Inglis. I'm going Inglis. I'm going Inglis. Absolute animal. So, Queensland are in possession, 15 metres out from their own try line. Patrick Carrigan takes a carry over the 20. Lockyer was up there for me. It was between Slater, Lockyer, and Inglis, but I just Inglis, man. I'm watching your streams from China. My friends and I are going around school just asking classmates Blues or Maroons. Fair enough. So, New South Wales now in possession with Lomax over the 40. What does 18th man mean? It means if I think it's one or two players go off for a head injury assessment, then the 18th man can be activated and brought into the squad. So it's an extra man in case there are too many concussions. Michael says his mum and dad are there. Oh, hi, Michael's mum and dad. You can't see me, but good to see you. So New South Wales, 14-2 up. They're now inside Queensland territory. Spencer Leniu takes a carry up towards the Queensland 30, and there is 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go on the sin bin. So left to Moses, kicks the ball towards the back left. This is going to be caught in goal by Xavier Coates. So that's going to be a 20-metre restart and 7 tackle set for Queensland. So not the best kick there from Mitchell Moses. But he takes it up to the 30. Harry Grant on his left to Valentine Holmes. Strong hit there from Max King. But Grant in centre field. On his left to Munster. He's got Cotter on his outside, but just takes the carry himself. And there's a bit of a push and shove here. Munster versus Martin. Go on, Cam, lad. Sure you want to take that fight on. Robert Wellett, watching from PNG. Good to see you. Hello to everyone from PNG, by the way. Always get plenty of people from Papua New Guinea. Always very kind. So Queensland with a penalty. They will start this set from New South Wales 40. Carrigan with the first carry. Grant on his right to Liero. Gets an offload for DCE. Now with Collins. Has he got blood on his face yet? No, he hasn't. Surprising. On the right to Carrigan, then DCE. Pops it up to Robert Toyer. He'd love a try in this game on debut. They say debut in Australia, don't they? We say debut over here. So a few metres out now. Carrigan in centre field. Left to Munster. Then to Ponga. Chance here for Queensland. Oof, high shot onto Hamiso Tabai-Fidel there. Could have been a penalty. It's with Valentine Holmes. He's going to go himself, but he's wrapped up. Last tackle now for the Maroons. Tabai-Fidel. 5 metres out. Right to Munster. Kicks the ball towards the posts. Nanai goes up. Knocks it backwards, but it's recovered by Max King. And he's wrapped up by Trent Liero. Now with Moses. Looked like a loose carry there. I think he's lost it. I think he has, and the referee agrees. Lomax has lost possession. They do still have the challenge, I think. No, it says I hope Maroons win. They might do. We'll see. They've got a great chance now. They've got possession inside the 10 after a knock-on from Lomax. Oof. Klein having a word with the trainer. 976. Oh my god, I missed that. So folks, we have a scrum for Queensland, 10 metres out, in centre field. This is going to be fed in by Daly Cherry Evans. Out the back to Grant. Left to Munster. Then across to Ponga. Slightly wayward, recovered by Holmes. But he's going to be stopped a few metres short near the touchline. Dragged into touch. Good defensive work there from the Blues off the back of the scrum. So a mistake there from Lomax, but they back him up. And they drag Holmes into touch. Nicely done there from New South Wales. Do you think the Bulldogs are good because I go for them too? Yeah, I think the Bulldogs are a great team. Defensively, they're brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. And they're pretty decent in attack as well. I'm not sure how they'll be now with, if Lachlan Galvin is actually going there. If it kind of affects things too much. Because I think Sexton's done a really good job. But, I think, maybe there's an adjustment period and... Oh, but I've just missed a key moment there. But hang on a minute. Xavier Coates in the corner. Queensland with their first try. Their first try of the game. Sorry, folks. I'm going to have to go back and... Or not go back. I'm going to have to wait for the replay on that one. Because I've missed it. Regulars will know what I do in this situation. But don't worry about that. Just waiting for a replay here. Well, that is going to be 6 now for Queensland with a kick to come. So New South Wales play the ball. Latrell Mitchell jammed into by Jeremiah Nanai. The ball comes loose. Flicked on by Robert Toyer. And he gets a try assist in this game. In his debut for Queensland Maroons. Big hit from Jeremiah Nanai onto Latrell Mitchell. Nicely done. And that brings Queensland back into the game. This is a huge kick now. Do you support a certain NRL team? I think the Raiders will probably be my team. Re-recording that try. So there we go. 14-6. This is going to be a huge kick now. Who is going to be... Oh, it's going to be Holmes, isn't it? Yeah. Don't know why I asked that. So this kick is right near the touchline. It's like it basically can't get any closer to the touchline than this. The kick from Valentine Holmes. Oh, it's just swinging left. It's no good. It's no good. 14-6 it remains. Change the score to what, Isaac? With it being a 3-game series, is there a golden point? Ooh, good question. Oh, I don't know actually, Finn. Because you can draw. You can actually... Oh. You can draw the series. So I don't know. If anyone regularly watches State of Origin, let me know if there is golden point in these games. Because I actually don't know. So we're back underway. New South Wales kick to Queensland. Taken on the full from the try line by Cameron Munster. Hands it off to Lindsay Collins. And he takes it over the 10. When I went to school, my whole class was wearing blue for New South Wales and 2 people wore maroon. Well, sounds like they want the Blues to win. Over the 20 with Ruben Cotter. The strong carry there, wrapped up by 3 defenders. We've still not seen Connor Watson yet. I don't think. I'm waiting for him to come on. I'm waiting for Connor Watson. Ezekiel's not happy with the game. But Tabai Fidel... Over on the left, now back towards the middle on the last tackle with Dally Cherry Evans. Kicks from behind halfway towards the back left. Edwards takes it on the full on his own 10. Now up to his own 20. 3 defenders there. Munster, Collins and Carrigan. Cleary to Lomax. Not the best pass from dummy half there. Have you seen the Sportsman channel? Yes, I have. I have. Latrell Mitchell with a carry over the 30. And the ball comes loose. Recovered by Nanai. The referee says that that is a loose carry and a knock-on from Latrell Mitchell. But I think they would challenge this one. Captain's challenge from New South Wales. Do you go for Warriors NRL? Not personally, no. Yep, the sin bin from Toto will be over soon. Successful captain's challenge. So this is going to be a penalty for New South Wales. Also, for the live streams as well, by the way, folks, I will be streaming some of the games from England versus Australia in the Ashes later this year. I'll be going to the second game, so I won't be able to stream that one, obviously. And I'll be streaming probably all of the Pacific Championships games as well at the end of the year. So penalty into touch for New South Wales. They'll start a fresh set from halfway. A few moments to go until Brian Toto is back on the field. Less than a minute to go. Lenu with a carry over the 40. Up towards the 30. What a carry. What a carry. On the right to Cleary. Switches back to Isaiah Yeo. Takes a carry up towards the 20. Robson fakes left, goes right. Edwards switches back to Martin. Strong hit from Kalen Ponga. Just over 20 metres out. Plays it for Robson down the right-hand side. Now towards the middle with Isaiah Yeo. New South Wales, about 15 or 16 metres out. 10 seconds to go on the sin bin for Brian Toto. Left to Cleary. He dinks the ball towards the back left. Lomax goes up, but Xavier Coates wins that challenge. And Queensland are in possession inside their own 10. And that's going to be Brian Toto back on the field. So it's 13 v 13 once again. Can I name 13 teams? I would hope so. How many teams can I name? Well, hopefully every NRL team. Hopefully. At least I hope I can. So Queensland in possession. Liero had the last carry there. Now it's with Cotter. We've got just over 30 minutes to go. Go to the game when England go to Wembley against Australia. Enjoy that, Isaac. That'll be good. Caught on the full by Brian Toto on the 20. Already up to the 30. Now the 40 with a strong run there. Moses hands it off to Latrell Mitchell. He takes up to halfway. The tackles in this game has been 39 from Carrigan, Grant with 38, 34 from Cotter, 31 from Robson and Martin. New South Wales up to Queensland's 40. Centre field with Cleary. He switches back to Max King. Some good minutes in this game for Max King. Just over 30 metres out. Centre field with Robson. He goes left to Cleary. Then on his right to Mitch Moses. He's wrapped up just 25 metres out. Centre field with Cleary. He's going to kick the ball towards the back right. We have a contest, but it's easy enough for Holmes to get this ball recovered. And he plays it on his own 10 for Ponga. Makes a few metres on that carry. And the whistle's blown. Have Queensland lost the ball? I think Queensland have lost the ball here inside their own 20. Yeah, Kalen Ponga with a knock on there. Tino Fa'asuamaleaui is going to be coming on, and Tom Dearden is now going to enter the field. I would honestly say Dearden for DCE. I think just go get as much pace in that team as possible. Right, so a tap from Cleary. Max King in centre field up towards the 10. Great chance for New South Wales Blues to extend this lead. Payne Haas on his right. Straightens up, takes a carry. He's in front of the right post, about 5 metres out. He's going to play this for Robson. He goes left to Cleary. Switches back to Moses. He's then wrapped up by Trent Liero in centre field. It's a 6 again for New South Wales. On the right to Cleary. Steps back towards the middle. Can be very dangerous when he runs like that. Right at the sticks. Robson switches back to Payne Haas. Trying to crash over. Stops a few metres short. Between the sticks now. Robson again waits at dummy half. Out the back. Left to Moses. Then pops it up to Angus Crichton. Loves an offload but can't get one on that occasion. Left of the sticks on the 10. Fourth tackle. Centre field with Cleary. Then to Lenu. Just trying to crash over at the moment. Are they going to go for something a little bit different here? Short side right to Nathan Cleary. Across to Edwards. Crichton. Good hands. Lomax. Under a bit of pressure. Kicks the ball into the leg of Munster. But it wasn't played out. I think that's the right call. So Queensland have possession. And they'll play the ball on their own 10. Munster wants to get things moving as soon as possible here. And Robert Toyer will take this up towards the 20. Then Xavier Coates. Just short of the 30. Dearden at dummy half. Now with Munster. Switches back to Lindsay Collins. Now over the 30. Tom Dearden in centre field. On his right to Trent Liero. Then right to DCE. Nanai. Bumps off Latrell Mitchell. Now just short of halfway. Over on the right. Back towards the middle with DCE. Then Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. Just takes it over the halfway line. Last tackle. 26 minutes to go. Dearden goes right to Dally Cherry Evans. He's got plenty of height on this kick towards centre field. Dylan Edwards goes up and comes down with it cleanly. Nicely done there from Dylan Edwards. But it's Brian Toto with the next carry. So an 8-point lead for New South Wales. With just over 25 minutes to go. Lomax with the next carry. Now with Robson. Over the 40. Hudson Young is now on for New South Wales. It's left to Moses on the last. Kicks from halfway. A lot of height on this one. But Ponga takes it cleanly on his own 10. Almost hit high from Latrell Mitchell there. Little bit of afters from Latrell, and he gives away a stupid penalty. Just silly mistakes there from Latrell Mitchell, just letting it get to his head a little bit there. You can't be doing that, Latrell. You just can't be doing that, son. So, high shot to begin with. But then a second attempt. Name a better team than New South Wales. Hunslet. Tino with the next carry in centre field off the back of the penalty. Dearden in centre field. Ponga. Then Tabai Fidau over on the left-hand side. Martin gets a hold of him. 24.5 minutes to go. Now with Munster. Inside New South Wales territory. Dearden across to Cherry Evans. Then to Robert Toyer. Possibly a high shot again there from Latrell Mitchell. But Toyer is going to play the ball on the 40. Now with Cherry Evans. Switches back to Liero. Queensland now about 35 metres out from the try line. Ponga. Left, Tabai Fidau. Bit of room to run down the left edge. Lomax gets a hold of him. Apologies there. Last tackle. Queensland are 20 metres out. There's a kick towards a post from Munster. We have a contest. Nanai is there. He's going to bat the ball forwards. Over the dead ball line. But the referee's going to say it's a goal line dropout. Cool Vikings. If you were the coach of Rovers, who would you rest for Friday? I would have rested at least May, Lytton, or Lewis. One of those three, I think I would have rested at least. So on the short dropout, Queensland have possession. In terms of the rest of the Chaos squad, I don't know who else I would have rested. Yeah, Hadley makes sense. But Tino on the 20, now about 15 metres out. This would be massive if Queensland can score now. Liero, Cherry Evans steps, straightens up, and is stopped 5 metres short. Right at the sticks. Plays over Toyer. Dearden. Across to Collins. He's going to straighten up. 4 defenders in the tackle trying to wrap him up. Dearden. Centre field with Munster. Across to Nanai. He's wrapped up 5 metres short again. Quick play the ball for Munster. He's going to dink the ball through. It's played out, I think, by New South Welshman in Robson. Yes, it is. So a fresh set of 6 here for Queensland. Oh, pushing and shoving again. Munster involved. Lindsay Collins in centre field. Left of the sticks. 3 or 4 metres out. Collins is going to play it for Dearden. Now with Liero. He'll take a carry. Stop 5 metres out. Between the sticks again. Dearden. Fakes left. Goes right to Tino Fuasumalawi. Trying to crash over, but he stopped just short. Third tackle. Dearden. Right at the sticks. Left to Munster. Dinks the ball through. Lomax is there and collects it. They're trying to push him over the try line, but... Oh, is this going to be a penalty for New South Wales? It is. So Lomax recovered the ball in the field of play, and a few of the Queenslanders tried to push him back over the try line when he was already down, and the ball carrying on was down. So penalty for New South Wales. So off the back of the penalty, New South Wales will start a new set on their own 30. Crichton will tap and hand it off to Liam Martin. So for metres gained, we have Lomax with 188, Toto 151, Yo 135, Coates 134, and Angus Crichton 119. So most metres from Zach Lomax in this game. Robson shoots the ball across to Moses, now with Hudson Young. Oh, sorry, that's Angus Crichton. Don't know why I said that, because that's not him. It's Angus Crichton. He's just short of halfway. He's going to play it for Reece Robson. Hands it off to Mitch Barnett on his right. Still no Connor Watson. Who's reffing the game? It's Ashley Klein. Still no Connor Watson. I want to see him. Bring him on. Cleary's going to dink the ball towards the back right, but it's taken on the full by Valentine Holmes. Trying to skip past Cleary. He does. Skips past Moses as well. And then he stopped eventually on his own 30. Now Xavier Coates. Latrell Mitchell with another strong tackle in this game. Toya. Now with Cherry Evans. Then Ponga in centre field. Possible high tackle there from Cleary. But we play on. He plays it for Dearden. Switches back to Cotter. That was nicely done there. Drags the defender up to halfway. Dearden goes short side left to Kalen Ponga. He's going to step back towards the middle. Not much progress there. 19 and a half minutes to go. Last tackle for Queensland. Ponga plays it for Dearden. Munster. Now with DCE. Kicks the ball towards the posts. Brian Tato takes it cleanly. And he takes a strong carry over the 20. Mitch Moses. Now with Zach Lomax. Reece Robson. On his left to Dylan Edwards. Rugby or football? Rugby League. Every day. Every day. I do love football. But just something about Rugby League. Just means more, I think. Nathan Cleary. Now with Stephen Crichton over on the right. Only 40 metres out. He's slow to get up here. Something with his left wrist maybe. But on the last tackles with Nathan Cleary. Under a bit of pressure but gets the ball off from the boot. Taken on the full by Kalen Ponga. Mitch Barnett and Liam Martin get a hold of him. Crichton doesn't look comfortable at all. I think Stephen Crichton's going to be a real target in a second. The ball comes loose. And Klein's going to say that that's a knock-on. It's a knock-on from Queensland. But they will challenge. I think Crichton was already meant to be like 50-50 for this. Do you think Panthers can beat Queensland or New South Wales? Based on this year's Panthers, no. But last year or the year before, yeah, I think so. Hudson Young for a try. Odds. Oof. I think that's possible. I do think Queensland have knocked on here. I can't see a strip. No, I think that's a knock on. Thought that was Angus. No, it was Stephen Crichton had to like put some ice on his groin or something during the training session last week. So he was 50-50. Yeah, that's a knock on from Queensland. We have 18 minutes to go. Queensland 6, New South Wales 14. So 8-point advantage. Queensland really need something soon. They've not looked particularly dangerous in possession. Queensland. So used to Super League video refs taking so long. This is much faster. It definitely is. Your dream is to be a professional soccer player. Well, work hard. Be willing to learn, and you'll get there, mate. You will do it. You will do it. Do you think Queensland will win? I don't think they'll win. I think they can win, but I don't think they will. But we'll see. You just never know. Hudson Young with an X carry bumps off a few. He's still shifting towards the left. Bit of magic there from Hudson Young. Offloads it for Angus Crichton, but he's lost the ball. You're welcome, Bahia. You're very welcome. And good luck. This state of origin? Yes, Alfie, it is. So, good intent there from Hudson Young. Maybe just feeling a bit of the momentum, shrugged off a few players, getting a bit of a run on, thinking, you know what, let's go for an offload, why not? Queensland have a scrum on their own 10. Xavier Coates will take the first carry in this set. Getting dragged sideways by Payne Haas and Hudson Young. Carrow says, come on, Queensland. Beau Fermor enters the field, ladies and gentlemen. With 16 and a half minutes to go, we are almost fully used up with our bench players. Connor Watson, get him on. I want to see him. I want to see him. Carrigan, over the 30, offloads for Dearden. He's shifting right. Wrapped up by Mitch Moses and Latrell Mitchell. He's going to play this on the 30 for Ponga. Centre field with Patrick Carrigan. Switches back to Tino. Bit of room to run here. Decent meters. Offloads it and it's recovered by Hudson Young. Oh dear. Oh dear. What do you think about Warrington on Friday against Hull? You mean the game against Hull KR that we lost? If that's the one you mean and not... Oh yeah, it was Friday. Just a quick review on that one. Given the circumstances, it was better than expected. I think our efforts were good. I think Curry was good. Philbin was good. And Ratch did a decent job as well. But Hull KR, I think we're just in full control. In possession in the red zone, they look really clean. Defensively, they look solid as well. So, yeah, Hull KR look completely fine. Toya's performance, he's been fine. Defensively, not really troubled too much. And offensively, he's been fine. You know, he's not had much to do, really. And the first moment for Connor Watson, and it's a knock-on. After hyping him up in this stream and in my predictions video, the first moment from Connor Watson is a knock-on. Cleary was engaged the line, but it was a tough one. It was a tough one. I've already jinxed it for Connor. Already jinxed it. Right then, folks, we have 14 and a half minutes to go. Dearden on the 20, hands it off to Beau Fermor on his left. So everyone from the bench has now come onto the field for both sides. Munster in centre field takes it over the 30. Third tackle. Dearden hands it off to Tino Fa'asuamaleaui on his left. Decent carry here. Few post-contact meters. Plays it for Dearden. Munster on his right. Out the back to DCE. Then across to Ponga. Good hands there to get it off to Xavier Coates on his right. And he's going to drag a few defenders up towards the 30. Ponga will kick on the last from the 30. And there's a knock on there from Dylan Edwards. Queensland come up with possession. Dearden tries to get, just forces the ball off. Luckily it was a free play. Fortunately, did you see some Warrington players walking around the stadium before the game? I did not, Alfie. I did not. So Queensland, they need points very soon. Very, very soon. This is a great chance. They have a scrum 15 metres out between the sticks. Cherry Evans will feed the ball in. It's out the back. Dearden goes left to Munster. He then goes right to Ponga. Trying to get around the outside of Mitch Moses, but he's brought down, and that's a penalty for Queensland. High shot from Mitch Moses onto Kalen Ponga. Yep, fair enough. Penalty. No complaints there. Fair enough. Pressure is certainly on Carrow. So Dali Cherry Evans will tap this ball about 12 metres out. Kalen Ponga hands it off to Tino Fa'asuamaleaui, who takes it up towards the 10 in centre field. Connor Watson getting involved in the tackle. Come on, Connor. Centre field, Dearden goes left to Fotuaker. It's a knock-on, then a knock-on from New South Wales. It's all over the place. Queensland, come on. First knock-on from Fotuaker. Come on, Maroons. Something. Give us something. It's not been the cleanest performance from either side. So, New South Wales on their own 10. Connor Watson will hand it off to Brian Toto. I think Watson will see out the rest of the game as the hooker. Reece Robson will be on the bench. But the next carry there was from Angus Crichton. Watson hands it off to Zach Lomax. He takes it up to the 30. Still inside Blues territory. Watson will scoot from dummy half, just short of the 40. Plays it for Edwards. Now with Barnett. Up to halfway. Really strong carry from Mitch Barnett. Connor Watson in centre field with Nathan Cleary. Plenty of height on this kick. Valentine Holmes takes it cleanly though. But he's wrapped up by Liam Martin. Good defensive work there from Martin. Tabai Fidel with a carry over the 20 in centre field. Dearden in centre field will hand the ball off to Beau Fermor. Martin there again. He's been involved in a lot of good defensive work today, Liam Martin. Munster will switch back to Valentine Holmes. He takes it over the 30. Dearden, now with Fotuaker, over the 40. Great carry. Great carry from Fotuaker. Dearden on his right to Patrick Carrigan. Good meters here from the Maroons. Now with Nanai, dinks the ball through. The same forward pass, but that was flat. That was easily flat. Or is this a different call? Oh, this is a penalty. And this might be a penalty against New South Wales, by the way. Bear with me. Just going to wait and see what it is for sure. Not quite sure yet, guys. Okay, New South Wales are in possession. How old am I? I am 26. It's now with Hudson Young. Takes it over the 40 inside Queensland territory. Watson. Barnett carries it just short of the 30. So young. I know. This makes me look like I'm 35. Liam Martin with the next carry. Gets an offload for Watson. Now with Cleary. Left to Young. Stop 15 metres out in centre field. Watson on the 4th. Left to Cleary. Cuts back towards the middle. Oh, he stopped 2 metres short of the line. Left of the sticks. Connor Watson, go on. Go on, Connor. Have a go. Just have a go. Oh, it goes out the back left to Moses. Skips past Toya. Back towards the middle. Shrugs off Dearden. Then grabbed by the legs. Offloads to Crichton. He's eventually stopped a few metres short in centre field. A few metres out. 9 minutes to go. 6 again. Go on, Connor. Oh, Connor Watson is inches short of the try line. Oh, I want Watson to get a try here. I really do. Out the back to Nathan Cleary in centre field. Left to Mitch Moses. Then to Latrell Mitchell. Wrapped up by Robert Toya. Good defensive work from Toya. On the 10. Toto. Moses. Then Cleary. Now Payne Haas in centre field. 7 metres out. Watson. Left to Cleary. He's going to dart back towards the right. Shrugs off Munster. Gets an offload for Hudson Young. Oh, he stopped a few metres out. So close. So close, New South Wales. Go on, Connor. Just go for it, lad. Shifting right. Now with Cleary. Across to Crichton. He's going to straighten up. Last tackle for New South Wales. They don't need to score here because they've got an 8-point advantage with 8 minutes to go. It's out the back to Cleary. He's going to kick back towards the right-hand side. Lomax goes up, comes up with possession. Offloads it backwards. Connor Watson has it. He gets an offload. Dylan Edwards. How have the Blues managed to score from there? How did they make that work? New South Wales have scored. How on earth? Just forcing those offloads. Miracle offloads. A kick to the corner. Lomax goes up. Almost brought down. Gets an offload. Watson in possession. The legend that is Connor Watson gets the offload beautifully for Dylan Edwards. And that's going to be 6-18 with a kick to come. By the way, Alfie, yes, I heard about Zane Musgrove. I was well aware of that. Game 3 will be Sydney. I think so. Ratu. You're doing well. Thank you, Michael. Finally can relax. Can someone tell me you put the second try, please? Amila, give me 1 second. I will find out for you. It might have been Lomax, but let me just make sure I get this right. The second try was Brian Tatto. So just a recap for everybody. The first try was Zach Lomax. Second was Brian Tatto. Third was Zach Lomax again. Fourth was Xavier Coates. Fifth was Dylan Edwards. So kick to come to make this 20 points to 6. $512 people in here. Wow. So Lomax is now on the kicking duties to make this 20 points to 6. And the kick from Lomax is... It's no good. Oh my goodness. That was one of the easiest ones of the day. And he's missed it. It stays 18-6. So Queensland need 2 tries and 2 kicks. And 6 minutes is... It's not much time, but... It might be enough. Who's performed best for Queensland? Great question. Amila, second try was Toto. And it's a short kick-off from Queensland. But it's recovered by Zach Lomax. So New South Wales in possession on their own 40. Who's performed best for Queensland? Munster, maybe? Tino's been good. Oh, do you know? I don't know. How many minutes until the game finishes? There's 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Connor Watson, left to Payne Haas. 30 metres out, Watson. Right to Yo. He'll take a carry up towards the Queensland 20. I think the smart move would be going... Well, they don't need to go for one, but if they do, it'd be... fair enough. Now with Edwards, then to Crichton. He's going to dink the ball through. Recovered by Kalen Ponga. But he's only 5 metres out from his own try line. And he's getting dragged back a few more metres as well. And Valentine Holmes is dragged back over the 10. 5 minutes to go. Tapped by Fidel. Hands it off to Xavier Coates. He takes it back over the 10. Yeah, Ratu, I think you might be right. You know, they could have got it back to like a 6-point game at one point. So maybe. This has been a great defensive set from New South Wales. Queensland only up to the 20, but Ponga has possession. Almost half a break there. Over on the left, it's now the last tackle. Grant, now with Munster. He's going to kick the ball across field, but that's straight into the hands of Latrell Mitchell. Just nothing happening for Queensland in this game. Nothing happening. Do you think Queensland will make a comeback? No. 4 minutes to go. They need 2 tries and 2 kicks, and in possession they've not been good enough. Emmanuel, there is 4 minutes to go. Connor Watson waits at dummy half in centre field. He goes left to Payne Haas. He takes the carry up towards the 20. Watson, right to Yo. Now we clear it for the 1-pointer. And by the sound of things, it's no good. And it is no good. God, Cleary's been dragging him today. He's played well, but his kicking's been well off the mark, unfortunately. Tino with a strong carry into Nathan Cleary. Thank you, Bahia. All you guys are the best, though. All you guys are. Ponga up towards the 40. And Angus Crichton just rips his cap off and chucks it back at him. Grant goes short side right. Now with Nanai. Stopped just inside New South Wales territory. Coming back towards the middle with Cherry Evans. Now with Munster. Then Dearden. Across the Tabai Fidel. Around the outside of Crichton. He's wrapped up 25 metres out. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go. They need a try now. 4th tackle. Dearden. Munster, right to DCE, just chucks the ball across, recovered by Xavier Coates. This is the last tackle of this set. They need it now. If you're going to score, it needs to be right now. Cherry Evans will kick on the last, plenty of height. Nanai is there against Edwards. It's knocked on from Edwards, I think, but penalty for Queensland. So they have to score in this set. They have to. For any chance, they have to. With 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go. It's basically nearly impossible. But, you never know. New South Wales have challenged the decision of I think a penalty was given first. That is a knock-on from Edwards. Okay, Bahia. Okay. That's alright, lad. Alright. Let's ease up. Let's ease up. Maybe just scrape the arm of Nanai, I'm not too sure. So, unsuccessful challenge. So Queensland with 2 minutes and 9 seconds on the clock. DCE will tap and give it to Munster. Now with Carrigan in centre field. Good point, LG. Centre field with Grant left. Now with Ponga. Furmore a few metres out, left of the sticks. Over on the left-hand side, Grant comes back towards the middle. Now with Ponga. Dearden switches back to Carrigan. 1 minute 40 to go. You've got to go for something here. You've got to get creative. You've got to. Grant, right to Munster. Engages the line. Surely, Kalen Ponga. Surely, if anyone gets this ball, it's Kalen Ponga to have a go. Surely, of anybody. It's across to Dearden. Chucks the ball over the top. Definitely forward, but Valentine Holmes in the corner. And it's been called a forward pass. Well done, Ashley Klein. That was definitely a forward pass. Not letting the occasion get to him. But yeah. Good effort from Dearden, but that was well forward. You're a good spectator. Thank you, Amila. I appreciate that. There is 45 seconds to go. This is going to be a win for New South Wales. They have been clearly the better side. Billy Slater will be disappointed with their attack especially. Alright lads, let's cut out the spamming, shall we? Let's just let's give that a break. So Reece Robson hands the ball off to Hudson Young, up to the 30. And that is going to be full-time Game 1 of State of Origin 2025. Queensland Maroons 6, New South Wales Blues 18. The better team won. Queensland Maroons, unfortunately, in possession, just couldn't get anything going. Defensively, New South Wales were great. I think the best asset from Queensland was the carries through the middle. Fotuaika, great carries. Fasu Malawi, great carries. Cotter and Nanai especially, good carries. But just didn't really look like they had much of a plan, or they just seemed a little bit disconnected in possession. So, yeah, I think in possession there was a little bit of disconnection between Cleary and Moses at times. But I think that's to be expected more so. There's more consistency in the spine with this Queensland side. But I think man of the match for me. Who's man of the match for me? I'd be tempted to give it Martin. I think Martin's been an absolute tank defensively, so I wouldn't mind if Martin was man of the match. Total views in the end. So currently, the views for the stream, all the subscribers, are now up to 7,877. Oh my goodness. Wow. LG, it's at 71,000. Oh my goodness. Wow. I've got the same number of views that a typical NRL highlights video gets. I do think there's plenty for Queensland to improve on for next time out. They've got the players to fix it. Thanks for commentary. Good night, legends. Well, good night to you. And to everyone that stopped by, thank you so much for joining. This is by far the most successful stream I've ever done. And just to let you guys know, I will be streaming State of Origin Game 2 and Game 3. I'll be streaming 2 Super League games and 3 NRL games this weekend as well. Yeah, that's... God, that is the fastest game I've ever had to commentate over. Oh my goodness. God, that was non-stop. So, hosting, you're welcome. Ransom, good to see you, Rob. Really enjoyed it. Please, could you tell if Jeremiah Nanai scored any try or no, please? Jeremiah Nanai did not score a try today. You'll be going to Game 3. Enjoy that, mate. Enjoy that. God, to get to a State of Origin game, that would be fun. Maybe one day, hey? Maybe one day. Jakes, you're very welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, Dingle. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. So, just give me a second, guys. Just give me a second. And we'll get to the end of this stream very soon. Best stream, I hope you get 1 million. Imagine if I got to 1 million subscribers. Well, that'd be groundbreaking for Rugby League. But maybe one day. Maybe one day. So, in my predictions video, I did predict that New South Wales would win by 1 to 12 points. Also, I'm going to leave a link to my NRL Round 13 predictions in the live stream. This live stream also got a lot of dislikes because it wasn't the actual game. It got 129 likes to 31 dislikes. A lot of people were not happy that the actual game was not here. So, NRL Round 13 predictions. So if you want to watch my predictions video, there is a link in the live stream chat. Congrats on stream. Thank you, Jules. Remove some old Queensland stuff, Queensland. Enjoy the ad revenue. Well, it depends, LG. It depends, because certain nations don't provide as high a revenue. Yes, LG. What is your question? Always follow your dreams, never give up. I'll tell you what, Bahir, you become a professional soccer player, I'll get to 1 million subscribers. How about that? You achieve that goal, I'll achieve that goal. We'll do it together. More or less confident for the Ashes after that. I'm confident either way. I think even if we lost 3-0, I think all 3 games would be close. King of Cringe says, up the Blues, brav. Fair enough. Okay then, so this is everything that I have to finish with. First of all, to everybody that stopped by, whether you were here for the whole game, whether you stopped by for a few seconds, a few minutes, thank you very much for allowing yourself to spend some time with me. That is greatly appreciated. I was expecting maybe 10 to 20 people, which is what I normally get for NRL based streams. We peaked at 550 something, which is crazy. And the total views for this stream has passed 73,500. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. What a ridiculous number. I could not be more grateful, but I've only done one trumpet. I'll have to do one more before I'm finished. But if you have TikTok, there is a link in the description to follow me on TikTok, or search Kinetic Rugby League or at Kinetic RL. You'll find it there. If you use Discord, there is an invite link to the Kinetic Rugby League Discord in the description as well. I do Super League power rankings and predictions every Monday, and NRL predictions every Tuesday/Wednesday, and I'll be doing update videos for State of Origin. I'll be live streaming State of Origin Game 2 and Game 3. I'll be live streaming the Ashes Games 1 and 3, because I'll be at Game 2. I'll be streaming all Pacific Championship games, or most Pacific Championship games. And this weekend, I'll be streaming Huddersfield vs Leigh in Super League, as well as Leeds vs Wakefield. Also, in the NRL, this week, I will be streaming Dragons vs Knights, Seagulls vs Broncos, and Roosters vs Raiders this weekend. So feel free to stop by for those. Trent is joining us late. You're upset. Sorry about that, mate. Sorry about that. Is 1895 Cup on any kind of stream? Unfortunately, I don't know. But, ladies and gentlemen, people who are young and old. We've got some young folks in here, and we've got some older gentlemen in here as well. Thank you very much for stopping by. It is greatly appreciated. More than you know. Subscribe to the channel, and if you'd like to become a member and support the work that I do, you can do for as little as £1 a month, which I think is about $2 to Australian dollars. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.